TV. It's one of the biggest media stories. Newsmax is available on all major cable systems. And if you cut the cord and don't get cable, you can still get Newsmax. Find it on your smart TVs like Samsung, LG, and more. Just go to your smart TV channel guide or download the free.
Well, if you
Mostly dry, sunny, and just.
I'm such a wimp. I should take my boat out, but
it's
been too hot to me.
Wait, hold on. You might catch COVID.
Only one or two thunderstorms about here.
So you're either going to catch bass or COVID.
One of the two. You're going to catch bass or COVID.
Yeah.
Well, Sanjay, WGF South, Rico's Tires and Wheels
Should be going on.
quality used tires. They fix flat tires too, and they do wheel repair. Rico's Tires and Wheels, just a few blocks south of Veterans, 2609 David Drive, Metairie, 504-455-5199. Rico's Tires and Wheels, quality used tires. They fix flat tires too.
Oh, so it's not a green screen.
Just a few
It's an
blocks
actual
south of
thing.
Veterans, 2609 David Drive, Metairie, 504-455-5199.
All right. Welcome to What's Your Passion Live with Clay Taylor. Of course, we're back in the What's Your Passion studios. We're doing a test run. We finally got our internet up and running here back. We got fiber in after 3 months of Cox giving us the runaround, telling us dates. But finally, we're up and running, and we're in the beautiful What's Your Passion studios in the heart of Metairie, Louisiana.
We're in the studio.
Good. So, by the way, I'm Clay.
I'm Dave
With
Liberty or Lockdown.
And so we're actually going to have Dave as our co-host today with Liberty or Lockdown. He's here. We're going to do a little off topic, guys. We're going to talk a little bit about Liberty or Lockdown, my former show that I was a co-host. Actually, he's a colleague. We're still
We
in the
didn't
same
kick him
station.
off. He left of his own will.
Yeah, no. It's I actually decided to move forward because of opening a business. Not to be too political, even though today's more of a political show. It's not normally what we're going to do. This is not really what your passion's all about. But this is something I feel that we really need to kind of get into, and the people need to know about this and what's going on in the country and what's happening, because we're at a crucial time in this country, guys. We are about ready to lose our country, and it's if we haven't lost it already. And so you can join us on Facebook Live. You can join us on YouTube. Look for What's Your Passion Live. What's Your Passion Live. You can join us on Facebook. If you're in your car and on the radio, you can tune in on 990 AM. So all the people that are listening to us across the world, let's get down to business. So first of all, let's take care of some business and talk a little bit about What's Your Passion and what we do here at the What's Your Passion Studios. What's Your Passion Studios is a full-fledged marketing agency and a digital marketing agency and a podcast studio where we do podcasts, and we have all kind of great things that happen here. So we could do, of course, for the Facebook people that are watching, you see the screen behind us that has CT for Clay Taylor in a circle. You could do all kind of good stuff here. We do film production, we do podcasting, we do all kind of stuff. So,
But you don't do CT scans.
no, we don't do CT scans. We're not doctors. So, and so what I'm doing here is we just talking a little bit about what's going on with the mask mandate that John Bel Edwards actually enforced, and we're going to talk about the COVID vaccines, and we're going to talk to you about a little bit about what happened to me this week. And I want to tell you a little story of what happened to me. I'm not going to get too into it because we're in a legal battle right now with this. And West Jefferson Medical Center, I've been having a lot of issues where my heart's been doing a lot of crazy things. I haven't been feeling well. My heart's been doing all kind of flips, and it's just been, and even today, I'm not feeling at 100%. Well, went to last Thursday, I had a doctor's appointment and went in to, they were supposed to do take a picture of my heart. They put me on a heart monitor. And then the next day they were going to do a picture of my heart and to see if I have blockages, if it's what's going on, why my heart's feeling like it's doing all these flips and crazy stuff. Well, went to West Jeff Hospital. First day I told them, if you're going to follow the CDC guidelines or the governor's mandate, you must follow the whole mandate. You must follow all of the CDC guidelines. And there are exemptions in there. And one of the exemptions are if you have a health condition, you are not required to wear a mask.
Yeah,
Well, go ahead.
you can go look that up on the Louisiana governor's website, and it does make an exception for people that have difficulties that prevent them from wearing a mask. Nevertheless, people don't care.
Exactly. And it's actually in section. It's in all this paperwork I have here somewhere. I'll find it, but I know it's section C3 or something like that. Don't hold it to me. I'll find it at the break and I'll give it to you before it's over. But there are exemptions. It's also on the CDC website that there are medical exemptions. If you have medical exemptions, you're not required to wear a mask. Well, West Jeff then in turn said, well, we'll let you in. Well, later that afternoon, I get a phone call from this suspicious, shady guy that was talking. And it was one of the doctors wound up, but he was like almost trying to trap me into catching me into doing something. Well, he then in turn tells me that they're no longer going to treat me and that he feels that my medical condition is not, and I also have diverticulitis. And he made a statement about that. And he feels that I was not, that's not considered a disability in his book. Well, there are courts that otherwise state that. And then he turns around and states that he says that he looked at some videos of me singing, and he actually tried to make a diagnosis of me by watching videos of me singing from over a year ago. And basically said there's nothing wrong with me, but they weren't going to treat me because of looking at videos. This is West Jeff, guys. West Jeff Hospital. on the West Bank, ran by Children's Hospital. So now they're denying me treatment. Now I'm having all these issues. My heart's been acting crazy. I'm in the meantime trying to find another doctor that's going to treat me, and I have to start all over. So I'm holding West Jeff in 100% responsibility. Well, I get a phone call from the hospital administrator. The hospital administrator then in turn tells me that, well, we can make some kind of exceptions here. So I said, all right, let's sit down and let's talk about these exceptions. I'll make an exception. I'll put the mask on. I'll harm my body, even though that mask makes me sick. I told them I can't wear the mask. I get headaches. I get dizzy. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I cannot wear the mask, and I'm already having trouble breathing. I in turn tell him that, and he says, so I'm explaining my whole entire situation with West Jeff and telling them that. And I said, so I'll make this exception. I'll put the mask on. I'll harm my body, but you have to be willing to take any and all responsibilities if something happens to me while I'm wearing that mask, because you're forcing me to wear that mask. They refuse to do it. And now they're refusing to treat me. They're completely refusing to treat me. So we're in the middle of a court battle with that. And so I wanted to let the world know what's going on. And we're going to keep you followed up on that and posted on this thing. You can watch this on my Facebook, what's going on. I mean, this is the kind of country we live in. What's Dave, since you ever thought we would be in a part of this country where we'd have to show documents just to get treated? We have to wear papers. We have to.
Only because I believe what the Bible says, the book of Revelation, where eventually you're going to have to show the mark. We're not there yet. This is not the mark of the beast, but it's a step toward it. So I expect eventually that's going to happen, where you'll be walking down the streets and somebody will say, I hope they can do a good German accent. Show me your papers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, basically that's what's happening. It's happening in New Orleans. So that's what we want to talk about, guys. We want to talk more, not really make this too political, but we want to talk more about, because my passion is letting people know their rights. And we have a show that's getting ready to start, hopefully coming soon. We're working on this right now and all the details that, it's going to definitely be a podcast. We don't know if we're going to do it on here on GSO or not. We're working on all that. We're trying to get sponsors to see if we can even do that. But it's all about knowing your rights. And
well, it's part about knowing your rights. I definitely want to say COVID is real. I know a lot of people that have had it. And when it's treated properly, you're going to get over it.
Right.
But the thing that really bugs me is the push right now from politicians to make sure everybody gets vaccinated no matter what. Now, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I got vaccinated myself for the sake of a family member. So, don't say, oh, this guy's anti-vax. No, I'm not. But the government is trying to force everybody to get this vaccination, which has never been done in history, where you're forced to. You can always claim exemptions. But the other night on TV, I saw a woman in a white lab coat just before the news, and I guess I didn't get her name. I guess she's supposed to be a doctor since she had a white lab coat, but she was tearfully saying, she was just about crying, please get the vaccine. It's a choice between vaccination or death. Wow. Okay. She's saying the mortality rate from COVID is 100%. Hey, Clay, do you know how many diseases in the history of mankind have had a 100% mortality rate?
Let me check here. None.
That is exactly right. Even the Black Plague, the Black Death, it didn't have a 100% mortality rate. So this woman, she was going along with the politicians to try to force you to get vaccinated. Guys, if you want to get vaccinated, fine. If you don't want to get vaccinated, also fine.
Right.
But she was saying, you're going to die if you don't get this. So I went to the state of Louisiana Department of Health website, just got the numbers directly from ldh.gov. And I did a comparison.
Actually, can you hold off on that? Because we do have to go to break. It's 12:15. Let us jump to break real quick, guys. Grab yourself a cup of coffee. Dave is going to come back and give you those numbers. Invite some friends. Let your people know that we're on. See you in just a few. Grab yourself a cup of coffee.
What if you don't like coffee? then you're a communist.
I mean,
What's Your Passion is a company that was created to help small businesses grow their digital online presence as well as increasing revenue by attracting more loyal customers. Within the online world, there are many things that small businesses can do to gain more customers. Although there is so much information out there to show you how to do everything on your own, it can become very confusing and costly for most small business owners. This is where What's Your Passion comes in. We specialize in helping small business owners in all aspects of marketing. We can help you with short infomercials, video editing, podcasts, desktop and mobile website design, social media production and strategy, logo design, QR codes, and so much more. We can help you build your database of customers and future customers through email and text message marketing, along with helping you improve your online reviews and search engine optimization, all at a fraction of the cost of what you'll find with any of our competitors. Our customers' success is our success. Our number one goal is to help you build your brand, retain a loyal customer base, and increase your bottom line. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Don't forget to tune in every Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m. for our live What's Your Passion radio show hosted on 990 AM WGSO. Contact us to get your free consultation today. Let us do the work for you so that you can truly live your passion. What's Your Passion is a
all right, we're back for a second round, round two of 4 rounds here of What's Your Passion Live. Of course, I'm Clay.
And I'm Dave.
And we're here talking a little bit about what the numbers, of course, and
The COVID panic and terrorism.
exactly.
Yeah, on the other night, I believe Monday night, there was a woman who appeared right before the news, and she was in a white lab coat, so I guess she was a doctor. I didn't catch her name, but she was tearfully begging people to get vaccinated. She said, you have a choice between vaccination or death, which implies a 100% mortality rate if
Right.
you get COVID. Well, of course, there's never been any disease in the history of the world that had 100% mortality, except, of course, for being born. You know, everybody's going to die, but not from diseases. So I went to the Louisiana Department of Health website, and anybody can go look this up. It's on, let's see, ldh.la.gov. It's the official numbers from the Department of Health. So I looked up how many people in each age group have gotten diagnosed with COVID and how many people have died. So, for instance, people that are 75 and older, there have been 58,335 that were diagnosed and 7,585 died of it. Okay, so that sounds like a pretty high mortality rate, and I guess it would be. That's a 13% mortality rate if you're over 75. which means there's an 87% survival rate. Now let's bring that down. Suppose you're between 60 to 69 years old, then the death rate of those diagnosed with COVID has been 3.6%, which means a 96.4% survival rate. That's if you're 60 and older. Okay, if you're between 50 to 59 years old, some of you youngsters, well, I guess Clay's probably in that category. Are you in that category?
The 50 to 59?
50 to 59.
No, I'm younger than that. I'm
Oh,
only
okay.
43.
Okay. Well, in the 50 to 59, the death rate was 1.26%. This is if you got COVID. And that means the survival rate was 98.74%. If you're between 40 and 49, the death rate was 0.46%, which is 99.54% survival.
In my age range.
And then if you go lower than that, people between 30 and 39, which is who the government's trying to terrorize right now, the death rate is 0.18%, which is a 99.82% survival rate. If you're age 18 to 29, then the death rate is 0.04%, which is a 99.96% survival. And the kids that they're making get vaccinated and all of this stuff in school, if you're 17 and under, the death rate is 0.01%, which means a 99.99% survival rate. I'm not making these numbers up, guys. You can go look on the Louisiana Department of Health website.
Right.
It's just such, it's verbal terrorism. You have to do what we want or you're going to die. Sorry,
Yes.
That's probably not true. Yes, some people will die of COVID or heart disease or whatever.
Or anything. People
But-
die every day.
But not everybody.
Right. And guys, I'm not trying to sound, heartless or anything about this. It happens. We all going to die. The Bible says it. We're
Yep.
going to die. I mean, at the end of the day, we're got to die of something. Not to say that we have to die of COVID, but it's just, they're making this like, this is the Black Plague. And if
Yeah.
you don't submit and wear a mask and get vaccinated, you're going to die. And it's just,
It's not true.
it's definitely not true.
It's remotely possible it could be true. Yes. But for 99% or 98 point some percent, when you take everybody, you're not going to die. The death rate overall, including the elderly, is less than 2%.
And if you want to get more of these stats, guys, you can tune in actually this afternoon at 5 p.m. to Liberty of Lockdown. Dave is the co-host with Martha. Of course,
Yeah.
again, I was one of the former co-hosts on that show.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Don't have COVID. Just, it's just, you can get these stats every Thursday. Dave gives out the weekly stats and talks about this. And as when I was on the show, and he would give his part of giving the true numbers. With Liberty of Lockdown, when I was on it, and I know it's still the same with Huck and Dave. They're here to give you facts. And that's just all we want to talk about today, guys. We want to talk about knowing your rights. We want to talk about educating yourself and stop letting the fear mongering get to you. People think that right now, if they catch COVID, it's a death sentence,
Not at all.
and it's not. Yeah.
And, if you catch COVID, well, go get treated and make sure it's a doctor that'll actually treat you.
Right.
There's some doctors that say, just go home. No, see if you could find a doctor that's going to prescribe one of those forbidden medications like hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin.
And you don't even have to go that far, Dave. You could do vitamin D, and I think it's K12.
Yeah.
Actually, those two, it taking those two just your recovery rate, because vitamin D, I think I heard a doctor on Jeff's show yesterday. If I remember right, don't hold me to this. I could be 100% wrong on this. Yeah, I'm saying I could be wrong, but I think D fights the front end of the virus, and K12 fights the back end. Like once you have the virus, so D is more of a preventative. K is more of a once you have it, it helps you boost your immune system. I could be wrong. I might have misunderstood that.
Well,
Go back and listen to his show from yesterday.
COVID itself doesn't kill you. It's the symptoms of COVID, respiratory failure, things like that. It often leads to pneumonia. So what you need to do is treat the symptoms. And those two, hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, have been shown to have done a lot of good for a lot of people. But if you put that on Facebook, they're going to fact check you and say, using unapproved treatments does not cure everybody. I agree. There is no medication that works for everybody. So instead of having the government come to you and say, oh, no, you can't do this because we know everything. No, go to a doctor that's open-minded and see if the doctor's willing to try something. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, try something else. Like I'm on a combination of 3 blood pressure medications. When I first started the first one, it didn't work. So he didn't say, that's it, we're not going to treat you. He said, no, let's try something else. Didn't work. Let's try something else. That works. So your doctor should have the freedom with your consent to try the first thing. If that doesn't work, try second. If that doesn't work, try the third. Unlike what's on Facebook that says, well, it doesn't work for everybody. Nothing works for everybody.
We're letting a man that cannot find his way from his bedroom to the bathroom determine all of our health. And I mean, Joe Biden can't even find his way around the White House. You know, when they play the presidential song, he always says, I'm still waiting for the man up here. He's still waiting for the president to walk in. He don't even know that he's the president.
Oh, that's mean. Probably true, but mean.
Well, no, that's his own words. I was listening to it on Sean Hannity, and Sean was showing these clips that, you know, every time they play the presidential song, when he walks in the door, he makes a statement. I'm still waiting for the president to walk in. And so
well, when he hears hail to the chief, I wonder if he ducks because he thinks that the hail is about to come down.
Exactly. Actually, I hear lightning outside.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like we're about to get some rain. So, you know, Joe Biden, hail's about ready to come down.
So I want to point out another thing about the positive test counts.
Actually, we have to go to break.
Got to go to break. Okay.
We'll be right back. See you in a few.
Okay.
Fully vaccinated. Now, to all you unvaccinated people, I would like to say, stand your ground. I wish 100% I would have never gotten this vaccine. I had COVID-19 in 2019. I got it again in 2020. I made it as a medical choice, listening to doctors and healthcare workers about getting the vaccine, I would not get COVID no more. We know what a big lie that is. 2 weeks after my final vaccination, I have had nothing but problems. A lot of physical problems I never had before. At this point in time, they are almost debilitating where I can barely function. I go to the doctor tomorrow, but I don't expect any good news whatsoever. But I want to tell everybody that has not been vaccinated, stand your ground. Do not get the vaccination. It's all a big lie.
Yes, I did.
Fixing a car for me. I'm passionate about making sure my customer families are safe on the road. I'm made for this.
We know what it's like to
I'm
be
going to
passionate
see if
about
we
what
can
we
hear
do.
him.
It's
I'm
how we
hoping
feel
we
about
can hear
workers'
him.
comp. For over 30 years, we've been protecting businesses and their employees. We're Luba Workers' Comp, and we're made for this. Discover the Luba difference at LUBAWC.com. That's LubaWC.
Hi, my name is Clay Taylor.
This is Jeff Pereira.
And I'm Renee Manfrey. We're the founders of What's Your Passion Agency. WYP is a one-of-a-kind digital marketing and podcasting company serving the greater New Orleans area.
We will be your one-stop shop where you'll be able to share your passion with a wide audience through our What's Your Passion network.
For a free tour and consultation, call 504-434-9364.
Or go to www.wypagency.com. We are having a party. It's WGSO's 75th anniversary party, and we're looking for all of you to come celebrate with us. Tremendous
For all our
benefits
Facebook friends
for
and
our
family out there
partners.
that's
If you're
watching us or
interested,
YouTube
contact
that's
me,
watching
Jeff
us on the
Pereira,
World Wide
Jeff
Web,
at WGSO.com.
we're on a commercial break.
504-469-6076.
Got to pay the bills.
I just didn't want the heavy breathing.
I'm breathing heavy. I don't know.
Yeah, I could hear it, and I had to reach a couple times when I was talking. I could hear it.
I'll quit breathing. I can't hear myself breathing heavy. It sounds.
I turned you down, so I don't hear it as much no more.
Okay.
I think we have it, but.
In a world filled with darkness,
You want to go grab some lunch after?
shines through.
Where?
Zia's. They got good food there. They got a $15 lunch special.
Where at?
Zia's right in the parking lot.
I don't want a $15 lunch special. I'm more like 6 or 7 or 8.
I mean, ain't no 6 or 7 or $8 meal.
My new show, Let Freedom
They got
Ring.
it comes with a drink. It's $15. It comes with a drink, 2 sides. And I mean,
yeah.
and it's good food. It's better for you than McDonald's.
What's the name of the place?
Zia's. Rotisserie.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to order the lunch special. Here we go. All right, we're back again. So we're going to play this quick video, and then we're going to let Dave get his point, and then we're going to try to take a call and see if this works. But guys, I want you to listen to this. This is an actual guy that has been vaccinated. I want you to listen to this.
Hey, everybody. Wanted to show you this. My COVID-19 vaccination card. Yeah, fully vaccinated by Pfizer. It was final on May the 6th. Fully vaccinated. Now, to all you unvaccinated people, I would like to say, stand your ground. I wish 100% I would have never gotten this vaccine. I had COVID-19 in 2019. I got it again in 2020. I made it as a medical choice, listening to doctors and healthcare workers about getting the vaccine. I would not get COVID no more. We know what a big lie that is. 2 weeks after my final vaccination, I have had nothing but problems. A lot of physical problems I never had before. At this point in time, they are almost debilitating where I can barely function. I go to the doctor tomorrow, but I don't expect any good news whatsoever. But I want to tell everybody that has not been vaccinated, stand your ground. Do not get the vaccination. It's all a big lie.
Okay, you hear that, guys? This is a guy that this was off of TikTok, and he said 2019. Well, my cousin actually had COVID-19. I think they wanted to hospitalize her, and I truly believe she had COVID-19 back in the December of 2019, and that's right before all the COVID just started showing its face in America, but they didn't start really saying it was here until later that year. A lot of people were really sick with that. But guys, at the end of the day, right here, this is one person, and there's thousands, tens of thousands of people that's gotten this vaccine that's saying the exact same thing. They wish they would have never gotten it.
Well, I'm going to take the opposite tack. I went for a doctor's appointment, and I had gotten vaccinated for the sake of my cousin, whose doctor will not allow visitors. He has a heart condition. You can't go visit him unless you get the shot. Okay, so I said, all right, for his sake, not for my sake. Well, I talked to my doctor, and he said that he still sees breakthrough cases. He says they're not as serious, and he's never seen anybody have to go to the hospital. Okay, well,
all right, hold on. I'll say that. That's not true. I know people right now in ICU.
He said out of his patients.
Okay.
So, he's been treating me for a long time. But one thing that really bugs me is I have a friend who recovered from COVID. He got over it. He's got a super high antibody count, and he works at one of the largest local hospitals. And there's a big push that everybody has to get vaccinated. And he asked him, why? I've already got this incredibly high immunity to it. And they said, it doesn't matter. If you've recovered from it naturally, you have to get vaccinated. Well, I would like to see something, some statistics showing this is the percent of people that got over it naturally and then had a breakthrough case as compared to those who got vaccinated and had a breakthrough case. I would imagine it's super low because your body's immune system is a whole lot better than what people designing things in a lab can come up with.
Right. Well, let's actually try to take this call. The Flaming Conservative is on. Let's see if we can hear him. The Flaming Conservative, how you doing, brother?
Yay, we hear you.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Okay, you know what COVID stands for?
What does it stand for?
C is control, O is oppress, D is victimize, I is indoctrination, D is division. Social distancing, that means they want to divide families and friends.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't know. Even after this is over, there's some people I'm going to want to stay away from me.
Exactly. Well, thank you, brother, for calling in, and you've always been a big supporter of our show and Liberty of Lockdown. When I was on Liberty of Lockdown, you was a big supporter, and we really appreciate you calling in, brother, and taking the time to support us and you support. You've been here to the studios. You've seen what we've done. I'm sorry, you was going to say something?
When's your birthday party? I know you had to put it off because you had health issues.
Yeah.
Jeff's birthday is tomorrow. Just have a party together.
Right. Well, I just kind of went with some friends and family. I kind of put off my birthday party, and we just having some friends and family. But we're going to do something else pretty soon. I'll let you know. We'll let you know what we're going to do. We're looking at something maybe over the holidays here at the office, a big Christmas party or something. So hopefully. Well, thank you, brother, for calling, and we really appreciate it. And we have to move on because we up against the break in just a few minutes. We got to go to break. And thanks for calling in, brother.
Okay, now I want to emphasize, I don't say COVID is an entire hoax. I say the government response to it may be, but COVID is real. I've had a number of friends that got it and generally have gotten over it.
Let me say this. I say COVID is a hoax of what they're making it out to be.
Right. The government
It's-
response.
It's the response. As COVID being a hoax, yes, it's a real virus. Yes, people really die from it. Yes, people really getting it. But at the end of the day, what you hear on the news media, that's a hoax. What you're seeing on Facebook, that's a hoax. What you're seeing, the push to get vaccinated in these commercials, that's the hoax.
So
Not COVID itself.
how much time do we have before the break?
We got about another minute or two.
Okay. I keep track of the data. I have been since the whole thing started in March of last year. And so every day I graph what's the 2-week running average of positive tests. I do more detail than what the state does and so forth. And I noticed in the last few days, this week, we seem to have turned a corner. The number of positive tests, average 2-week number of positive tests, has declined, and it's coming down. So we're not really in great shape yet, but it quit going up. So this is for both Orleans and Jefferson Parish. I keep detailed graphs of those. And if you look on my website, mrprentice.com, you can see those things.
Right. So let me just state this before we go to break, guys. Know your rights. Now there's this big push. It was the push for the mask. Now it's the push to be vaccinated. And guys, know your rights. You do not. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's a violation of HIPAA law. I thought that too. Looked into it. It's not a violation of HIPAA law. HIPAA law is only for medical professionals. Anybody that has your medical information can't share it with anyone. But the Constitution protects you for a right to privacy. You have a right to privacy constitutionally. You don't have to share your information constitutionally.
So if somebody asks you for it, ask them, can you please do a German accent when you're asking for my papers?
Well, here's the key thing now. And I got, actually, let's see if I can find this. I have it here. I'm going to read this to you guys. Please share this with everyone. When someone asks you to show your papers, when someone asks you to be vaccinated, you could just share this. I thought I had it. No, I don't.
Ask them, show me your papers.
Yeah, well, exactly. Here's the key thing. Well, I'll just sum this up because I used this already. Went to a restaurant. They sat there and said that you have to show your can I see your vaccination stat card? And I'm like, well, can I see the last time that I don't know if I want to say this on the radio, but I'll be nicely. Last time you mated with somebody, I want to know that. I want to know who you mated with.
Well, ask them, show me your test results
Right.
for all of these viral things.
I go through, show me all. I want to know if, because I don't know if you have any STDs. I want to know the cook. I want to know if you're on drugs. I want to know any of this because I don't want, if you use recreational drugs, I don't want you touching my food. I don't want any of that residue getting on the food and into my body. So, I mean, you flip it on them. Here's the my choice, my body, with the rights to, abortion. Okay. My choice, my body. Well, with the vaccine, my choice, my body.
Yeah. I feel sorry for the restaurants and places like that because the governor has put them in the middle.
Right. Exactly. Well, it's the governor's not doing it. It's the
local authorities.
Yeah. It's LaToya, the crazy woman. And she acts like a crazy woman. I mean, if you see her on, and I mean, I don't believe in hitting a woman, but guys, I just want to smack her because it's this boastful prideness that I'm the mayor and I'm going to do what I want. And you're the sheep and you're going to do what's told.
So you mean she's not the kind of woman you'd be looking to date?
No. So we got to go to break, guys. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Yeah, LaToya's married, right?
I guess. I don't know. Exact. Say that. We got to say that on there.
No, I'm not going to. That's me.
No, say that. Say that. So, guys, I'll say it. Hold on. For all of our Facebook friends that's listening here, Dave just said, he says it's mean, but, you said it. He said that LaToya is married, right? Well, who is the guy that married her? I mean, I don't know who would want to marry that. That's just for our Facebook family. Guys, we're at break right now. We're back in just a few minutes. You have a chance to go grab a cup of coffee or something to drink.
our What's Your Passion network.
For free tour and consultation, call 504-434-9364.
Or go to www.wypagency.com.
Sounds nasty
Hi,
out
we're
there.
Falkenstein with Gulf Coast Bank. We're hosting auctions in August to raise money for nonprofits throughout the month of August. Auctions in August offers items such as fine dining, jewelry, sports memorabilia, gift baskets, artwork, vacation stays, pet services, and much more. There's something for everyone with hundreds of items to choose from. To see all the great items and to bid, go to auctionsinAugust.com. 100% of the proceeds go to the nonprofits. Gulf Coast Bank, the bank that cares about you and your community. Member FDIC.
My name is Eric Shine, and my program is Maritime Matters. It's on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific.
This is David Duplantier, Dean of Christ Church Cathedral on St. Charles Avenue in New Orleans, the diocesan cathedral for the Episcopal Diocese of Louisiana, inviting you to join us weekly for our live broadcast on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. We also invite you to learn more about the cathedral at our website, ccc.nola.org.
Jess was trying to call me. Hello.
World-renowned Brennan's Restaurant is steeped in wine, and for the first time in 70 years,
No, I
this
can't.
award-winning wine program is led by an all-woman team. I'm Brink Tidwell, the wine director at Brennan's, and my gifted team of certified sommeliers stand ready to pair the perfect bottle.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I do every once in a while. I'll hear like a blup, but I'm not hearing. Oh.
Brennan's fabled two-story cellar has it all, including a deep collection of
Mark from
French
Gretzy.
California vintages, and over
Mark from
100
Gretna and
selections of
Dotsy.
champagne and sparkling wines.
Mhm.
This is Roland here with TikTok Cafe. TikTok Cafe is located on I-10 Service Road in Causeway. Open 24 hours a day. The place to go when most other places are closed. There is poetry on the wall, guys in the workplace. Everyone treated.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you now. You cut out a second, but I heard you.
See you at TikTok Cafe.
It's breaking up.
Hey folks, it's Jeff.
Orleans is
Join
actually
us
looking pretty
Mondays
good.
at 5 p.m.
Okay.
Where he said,
What?
she said.
We just-
See, you cut out. Say that again. I heard what? That's it.
What about now?
Now, yes.
Napolitano. Join Tracy and I every Friday from 5 to 6
I
on
think these people are
WGSN
lying about
990
this.
AM for It's Always Better with Bourbon.
We're back. All right, we're back. All right, so actually, I think we have a few minutes to take some callers real quick. So let's and then Dave wants to talk about the debts real quick. I think so. Let's try Mark from Gretna. Mark from Gretna, how you doing, brother?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Okay, great. And you?
Good. I'm doing good. Okay, two things really quickly. Number one, personal testimony. My mother took the shot, I think the Pfizer shot, 1 or 2 or whatever. And within about 2 weeks, she was having severe leg issues. I'm noticing a lot of the older people that they push the vaccine on. They say, you have pre-existing conditions. You're old. You need to get this. You have diabetes. Great. Take 3 of them. The waters are muddy. We don't know if they're having issues because of their age or because they have pre-existing conditions or they're morbidly obese.
Right.
I mean, think about the logic there. They're telling morbidly obese people, hey, don't try to lose 100 pounds. Just take this shot and then 20 more boosters. So personal testimony is my mother's legs have shut down since. The last 6 to 7 months she used a cane. Now she is older, but before that she never needed a cane. I see a
Right.
correlation with the shot and her legs, but actually what's so crazy is she doesn't. That's statement number one. Statement number two is, I don't know if you've been following the story with the Saints. I'm a Saints season ticket holder for a long time.
Right.
I know it's all Babylonian stuff. It's all bread and circus. And Drew Brees is gone. Obviously, he was an icon down here, and they're going to rebuild. But the reason I bring that up is this. In June, they told us, Gail Benson said, there will be no mandatory vaccine proof to get into the Superdome. That's what she said 2 months ago.
Right.
Okay, she told that to us season ticket holders. Then, a week and a half ago, the Saints ownership, whatever, they come out and say, you know what? Mandatory vaccine paperwork, like Latoya Cantrell said, or you have to show proof of a test, a negative test that you have to pay for 72 hours before the event for you to attend the games. And this was the kicker. She said no refunds whatsoever for season ticket holders. Now listen, between you and me, I saw the writing on the wall in May and June. I talked to a representative. I said, they didn't mandate it yet, but it's coming. They're like, what are you talking about, sir? You're a conspiracy theorist. Lo and behold, I was right. I have, just to let you know, there's been a major blowback to the Saints. And as of today, if you haven't heard, they are now, they're leading season ticket holders. Everyone is rebuking them. Now, there's a lot of people that do not want to take the shot.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that told the Saints that we are done with you guys. If after this season's over, if you don't give me my money back, we're done forever after this year. Well, now they have, they've backpedaled. Now they're saying you can get a refund if you want it.
Right.
Guess what? I'm getting my refund and I'm done with it.
Exactly. I've been done with the Saints. When the Saints and Drew Brees, when he basically backpedaled on his statement
about the national anthem.
And I'm done.
Yeah.
They have, well, let me add something to that really quickly because I know you got other callers. If you remember, about a year before that, before a preseason game, Scott Flew from Big Easy Magazine was trying to crucify Drew Brees for something else. Specifically, my point is they have been targeting Drew Brees for a while. Am I saying what he did was right that y'all are upset about? No. But they were crucifying him for a while. He was the Tim Tebow of 2020.
Right.
He was like the last Christian quarterback that was outspoken about his beliefs. And Scott Flew, another transplant to New Orleans, not from here, and Big Easy Magazine, if you look it up, Scott Flew and Drew Brees, you'll see the story. It wasn't well publicized as the one you're talking about, but they had been coming after him for a while now. So did he cuck out? Did he bow down? Yes. To say maybe, who knows how far the New World Order is going to go to eliminate him and his kids. He might have done it to protect his kids. Is it right? I'm not saying it's right, but I think he loves his kids so much, maybe he did that to preserve them.
Exactly.
But people need to look at what happened with Scott Flew because he was targeted for being involved with a Christian group, supposedly.
Yeah, focus on the family.
Conversion therapy. Well, yeah, focus on conversion therapy. That's what they try to get him on, saying that they were trying to get homosexuals to sit down and basically give them therapy to turn them straight. And they try to tie that into Drew Brees when Drew Brees was just affiliated with this group very loosely, but they wanted him to do like 3 apologies and all that. So I'm going to give Drew Brees the benefit of the doubt because they had been trying to crucify him like Pontius Pilate back in the day for a while.
Right.
See, it wasn't something new.
Well,
but I'm done with the Saints.
Definitely.
Is totally done with this Babylonian crap, the bread and circus. I was kind of like on the fence, but the fact she lied and said she wouldn't do it, and then cuffed out to the LaToya Cantrell and Agenda 21 and Walt Isaacson. And, Walt Isaacson runs New Orleans. People need to realize that the lockdown and the mandates are killing small business in downtown areas so that they can grab up the city dirt cheap.
Exactly.
So in 2 years, when it's empty, they're going to buy the whole city up dirt cheap. They're going to sell it to corporate entities, and you're going to see a whole new New Orleans. This is by design.
Right.
There's nothing to do with that, too.
Well, brother, we're up against the clock, and I got to take this other caller. We only have a few more minutes, but thank you for calling. I really appreciate it. Always a great call, and you always have awesome information. And thanks for calling, brother.
And I just want to say you have to be real careful about this contagious COVID disease. It's so contagious that they got to shove a rod up your nose by your brain to find it.
Right. Let's catch Dotsie real quick before we go because we only have a few more minutes. Dotsie, how you doing?
Okay, Mark is absolutely right. Walt Isaacson does run this city, but he's got George Soros. Okay? And Dave's right. They can't find it unless they shove up, because the Karens, the vaccinated Karens,
exactly.
They are producing live virus in their noses. But you have a right under the Constitution, sincerely held religious belief. I used it to nullify a jury in Jefferson Parish with one of the crookedest whores that ever sucked her way under the bench. She was dying to put me in prison for, contempt of court. And the lawyers and the cops were so scared, she looked around and she backed down. You must stand up. So you sit your behind in a jail for a couple of hours. And God takes you to heaven instead of hell.
Exactly.
You better stand up now because you won't have a chance later. Do it now.
Thank you so much, Dotsie. I appreciate you calling. Guys, and they're so right. I mean, at the end of the day, and this is normally not a political show. I want to state this again. We normally don't do politics on this show, but this is something that needs to be told. I actually made a special exception for this show for today because this needs to be told. The people need to hear the truth. You know, the woke people are out there. You know what? We need to wake up. We need to be woke. We need to know they're woke. We are awake. Now, the problem is we need to become awake and we need to start opening our eyes to the truth because these people are out to get us. They're not our friends. They hate us. They want to see us dead. Guys, this is just pure facts. They've stated this. Look at Maxine Waters. I mean, she's made death threats. And I'm not trying to get into politics, but this is just, they don't want to see you alive. We're a threat to them because we're more intelligent than they are. They may be smart, but some of the smartest people out there are some of the stupidest people because they don't have any common sense.
Well, you got the cancel culture like her. They say, I don't like what you're doing, therefore I want to put you out of existence. Then again, you got people like me and Clay that say, I don't like what you're doing, so I'm not going to participate.
Right. You know, here's the key thing. And I've stated this, and I've stated this multiple times. We're together. Me and Dave here, not together, but me and Dave are in a room. Dave believes one thing. Dave believes the wall's purple. I believe the wall's white. Who am I to say that Dave don't technically see that wall purple? There may be something wrong with his eyes. That
Not a real good example.
No, I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, we may agree to disagree that wall's not purple. I agree to disagree. I know it's white. He thinks it's purple. He swears up and down it's purple.
I'm going to use a colorimeter and check the wavelength.
All right, guys, we got to go. It's time to go, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you next week. You got to tighten it as much as I could. Oh, okay. Well, now we can do some. I don't think I'm going to go to lunch. I got to get home and do some stuff. And I got to go to classes and all that.